Dear friends, I'm sharing with you an open letter I've sent to Pope Francis and all the cardinals and bishops of our church. Open letter, IESUS VIVIT, addressed to Pope Francis and to the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops concerning the truth about Pope Francis and his moral and doctrinal errors. Cotonou, April 7th, 2024, Divine Mercy Sunday. Dearest Fathers, Jesus lives in the church and in the world. This means that the truth lives and remains eternal, despite all the attempts to extinguish it in the hearts of women and men. Strangely enough, these attempts today come from the one whose special function is to protect the truth and its worldwide propagation, Pope Francis. Unfortunately, since 2016, despite all the filial correction of his daughters and sons, he has refused to correct his many moral and doctrinal errors, which, through relativism and situational ethics, attack marriage, the family, and the sacraments. These errors have already spread widely among Christians and are even being taught to future priests in seminaries around the world. The impact in the short, medium, and long term is bound to be negative, since these errors will shape the thoughts and actions and gradually distance them from the perfect fulfillment of God's will in the Church and the world. Oh dear Fathers, could we say that the silence of the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops is complicit in the negative consequences produced by Francis' errors over the last 8 years? Many Christians, including myself, think that it is a meditative silence rather than one of complicity. They think that the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops wanted to give themselves time to observe and analyze Francis' errors, and that they will react officially and publicly before he leaves this world. These Christians, therefore, nourish the hope that our cardinals and bishops will soon come to a collegial decision on all the Argentine Pope's errors in an act of charity aimed at helping him to publicly acknowledge his errors and to ask God and the people of God for forgiveness. This is all the more necessary when we can already foresee that Francis' particular judgment will take into account the many scandals he has created and the words of the Lord in the Old Testament and the New Testament that indict pastors of souls to great responsibility and serious conversion and penance in the case of grave errors. We also remember that Canon 1752 of the Code of Canon Law said that the salvation of souls, which must always be the supreme law in the Church, is to be kept before one's eyes, and that Canon 747 recalls the duty to preach the truth to them. Salus animarum suprema lex. Two actions are therefore absolutely necessary today for the salvation of souls, the good of Pope Francis and the good of the Church. 1. Public and collegial filial correction. Oh, dear Fathers, as you know, Francis has sometimes been presented as the Pope of Mercy, since he has made mercy a key aspect of his pontificate. And among the marks of spiritual mercy is one that consists in bringing those who are mistaken out of error. On Divine Mercy Sunday, we cannot forget the cry of the Sacred and Merciful Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Why, since 2016, has there been no public filial correction addressed by a coalition of cardinals and bishops to Pope Francis? Why the silence of the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops, which seems to set aside the 8th commandment of the Decalogue, prohibiting the sin of adulation? Why have these colleges not yet followed Jesus' commandment to publicly correct obstinate errors? Why have these colleges not yet taken into account the commandment of God, the Father, encouraging public correction for obstinate errors? Why have these colleges not yet imitated the example of St. Paul, who, out of love for the nation church and for St. Peter, did not hesitate to make a public filial correction to the Prince of the Apostles? Let us note, in passing, that Peter's error was much less serious than the many errors of Francis, which attack merit, the family, and the sacrament. Why have the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops still not fulfilled the instruction that Christian tradition, St. Augustine and St. Thomas Aquinas have left us? They said, if there were any danger to the faith, superiors would have to be rebuked by inferiors, even in public. 2. Courageous theological and canonical investigations. Oh, dear fathers, on January 1st, 2020, Our Lady of Angera said, "Dear children, my Jesus needs your public and courageous testimony. Many chosen to defend the truth will retreat out of fear." Then, on April 8th, 2021, she added, "My Jesus needs men and women of courage, so that, following the example of John the Baptist, they may announce the gospel and defend his church." So, there is no doubt that Jesus and Mary are counting on the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops to defend the truth of the Church's traditional teaching, which Francis has distorted with his errors. Here, it is very important to note the exceptional nature of these errors. Oh, dear fathers, on September 5th, 2016, with the bishops of the pastoral region of Buenos Aires, Francis stated that the commitment to live in continence, chastity, is an option. When have we seen a pope make such a statement? Never. On December 10th, 2018, together with Cardinal Luis Francisco Ladaria Ferrer, SJ, a Jesuit, and Archbishop Giacomo Morandi, Francis accepted the practice of hysterectomy, removal of the uterus, when the state of the uterus poses no present or future danger to the health of a fertile woman who has sexual relations, and when a group of medical experts certify that all her children will die before birth. When have we seen a pope accept such a practice? Never. On December 21st, 2018, Francis said, "One is not born a saint, one becomes one, and this also applies to Our Lady." When have we seen a pope reject the original sanctity of Mary? Never. On February 4th, 2019, Francis declared that the pluralism and the diversity of religions are a wise divine will. When have we seen a pope make such a declaration that attributes to God's positive will the existence of religions that practice evil or sin, idolatry, human sacrifice, sacred prostitution, etc.? Never. On October 21st, 2020, Francis told humanity that what we have to do is a civil coexistence law for homosexual persons. When have we seen a pope make such a proposal to humanity? Never. On September 15, 2021, Francis authorized all publicly pro-abortion Catholic politicians to receive the Holy Eucharist without the need for them to reject the attachment to abortion. When have we seen a pope give such authorization? Never. On December 18, 2023, Francis asked priests to perform blessings for couples in irregular situations and for couples of the same sex. When have we seen a pope make such a request to priests? Never. Oh dear fathers, all the above errors constitute a highly justified cause for many Christians to have doubts about the authenticity of Francis' pontificate. It will therefore be very useful if theological and canonical investigations were launched by the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops, so that the truth about Francis' pontificate can be revealed and Christians can finally enjoy peace and serenity in the Church. A. Investigation on the election of Francis. Was Pope Benedict XVI resignation valid or invalid, taking into account the various unfavorable events that preceded it: death threats, the action of the wolf, Vatilix, problems with the Swift, etc.? This is the first question for which many Christians are waiting for an official answer from the Church. The second question is, did the group of cardinals known as the St. Gallen Group or the St. Gallen Mafia, as Cardinal Godfrey Daniels puts it, fraudulently have Francis elected? Third question, is the incident mentioned by the Italian journalist Antonio Socci in his book on the election of Francis decisive in rendering the election invalid? Socci found out about this incident from the Argentinian journalist Elisabetta Piqué, who in turn received it from a cardinal of the conclave. This cardinal, after swearing before God and his brother cardinals to remain silent, betrayed his own word and the secrecy of the conclave by confiding in Piqué. Some analysts believe that it was Francis himself, given his close friendship with the Argentine journalist. B. Investigation on Francis' heresies. My 7 open letters, published in 2021, 2022, and 2023, presented and explained in detail Pope Francis' main errors. His heresies are material, words and actions, but his obstinacy in maintaining them since 2016 forces us to note that they are also formal, voluntary. His canonical infractions are numerous, as he has acted against Canons 212, paragraph 1, 276, paragraph 1, 351, paragraph 1, etc. According to Canon 1364, a heretic incurs a late sententia excommunication if a long-standing contempt of the gravity of scandal calls for it dismissal from the clerical state. For Canon 1365, a person who teaches a doctrine condemned by the Roman Pontiff or by an ecumenical council, or obstinately rejects the teaching mentioned in Canon 750, paragraph 2, or Canon 752, is to be punished with a censure and deprivation of office. Who can dismiss Francis from the clerical state, since he is officially Pope? No one. Can the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops choose a new Pope when they see that for 8 years Francis has placed himself outside the communion of the Church because of the many heresies he refuses to rectify? Francisco Suarez, who lived from 1548 to 1617, one of the greatest theologians of the Society of Jesus, is totally in favor. Finally, let us consider Canon 1391. The following are to be punished: a person who, in public ecclesiastical document, asserts something false. Pope Francis has affirmed the false in 3 public ecclesiastical documents: Amoris Laetitia, 2016, Hysterectomy, 2018, Visa Supplicans, 2023. Does he not deserve to be punished, along with Cardinal Ladario and Fernandez, Archbishop Morani and Father Matteo, since he has used several public ecclesiastical documents to affirm the false and seriously mislead all Christians, no one can punish Francis, but Ladario, Fernandez, Morandi and Matteo can be punished. C. Investigation on the application of the dogma of papal infallibility to Francis. According to the dogma of papal infallibility, no pope can teach the universal church a moral or doctrinal error when he speaks definitively as pastor and doctor of all Christians. Is there such an error in Francis' magisterium? Apparently, yes. The one of June 5th, 2017, in relation to the post-synodal apostolic exhortation Amoris Laetitia. In fact, on September 5th, 2016, Archbishop Sergio Alfredo Fenori and the bishops of the pastoral region of Buenos Aires brought a letter to Pope Francis on Amoris Laetitia. The letter contains the following 3 sentences. The commitment to live in continence can be proposed. Amoris Laetitia does not ignore the difficulties of this option. The mentioned option may not in fact be feasible. According to these 3 sentences, the commitment to live in continence, that is, the virtue of chastity, is an option, but this is false and constitutes heresy. What is surprising is that on the same day, September 5th, 2016, Pope Francis wrote a letter in response. He said, I received the text of the Buenos Aires pastoral region. The text is very good and thoroughly explains the meaning of chapter 8 of Amoris Laetitia. There are no other interpretations. And on June 5th, 2017, he formally ordered Cardinal Pietro Parolin to publish the Argentine bishop's letter and the papal response on the official Vatican website, stating that they constitute a magisterium authenticum, that is, a true magisterium. All the conditions, therefore, seem to have been met for affirming that Francis presented his approval of the heresy of the Argentine bishops as an infallible teaching. 1. His desire to have this accepted by the universal church is evident from the publication on the website, accessible to all Christians. 2. The definitive character is confirmed by his letter of reply, which states that no other interpretation is possible. 3. What he is asking to be accepted involves a moral error, which is even a heresy. 4. He gave his order to Parolin as pastor and doctor of all Christians. D. Investigation on the possible membership of Francis to ecclesiastical masonry. Is it legitimate to think that Pope Francis is a member of ecclesiastical masonry or is influenced by ecclesiastics who are members? The convergence between Francis' errors and the aspirations of ecclesiastical masonry is scientifically undeniable for any intellectually honest theologian who studies the idea of universal brotherhood united with the relativist mentality, situation ethics, and the primacy of individual conscience over the moral law. This characteristic of masonry is perfectly reflected in the principal errors of Francis' magisterium, as can be seen in the detailed explanation of part 6 of my open letter, Maria Supplicans, March 29, 2024. A second question: why, since 1999, has Francis been an honorary member of the Rotary Club, usually considered close to Masonic lodges, when the Church has expressly forbidden this to ecclesiastics since 1951? Third question: why are the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops silent on the public statement by Ambassador Juan Bautista Joffre, Tata? Indeed, in a television show, La Mirada, by Roberto Garcia, Canal 26, November 27, 2017, he recalled that an Argentine television station, La Nación, had published a telephone call in which the Vatican's head of intelligence in Argentina claimed that he and Francis are members of masonry. Fourth question. Will the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops study the previous problems and not a possible excommunication of Pope Francis? Oh, dear fathers, with humility and respect, I end this letter by asking you 3 questions and begging your forgiveness for my insistence. Do you really love Pope Francis? Would you let him leave this world without making him a public filial correction? Will you collegially tell the truth to the people of God about the relativism and situational ethics introduced by Francis into the traditional teaching of the Church? With faith, we pray to the Sacred and Merciful Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary to give the College of Cardinals and the College of Bishops the strength to flee from hypocrisy, the courage to investigate the authenticity of Francis' pontificate, the charity to help him correct his errors, and the honesty to answer the legitimate questions that the Christian people are asking about the magisterium of the 266th Pope of the Catholic Church. Signed, your African son, Father Jean-Pierre Benon, pen name, Father Jesus Mary Misigbeto, my mail, Father jmm@gmail.com, present with the name Father Jesus Mary on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Truth, Thread, Instagram, TikTok, and SoundCloud. God bless you.